Now we are starting the third technical session. The first presenter is Miss Dipavli and Miss Lakshika.
Good afternoon to all. Myself Dipavli and my friend Lakshika from Tecnia Institute of Advanced Studies here to present our paper on artificial intelligence in agriculture. Few of the key issues to address are these: introduction, architecture for AI, applications, how farming is automated. Agriculture is facing great problem mainly in production, transportation, knowledge about demand of particular crops. The study about this field clearly draws insight that agriculture is lacking the system or solution which would enable it to attain solution for the chronic problems. We speaks about the problems noticed and the probable solution through artificial intelligence. Also highlights the architecture of knowledge-based AI system. Artificial intelligence, when applied to agriculture, can address many issues as the field of agriculture is collection of data about crops, its yields, market share, transportation, implementation of technology, etc. Architecture for AI system. The system proposed is knowledge-based system. Unlike Newell and Seaman John, felt that machine did not need to simulate human thought but should instead try to find the essence of abstract reasoning and problem solving, regardless of whether people use the same algorithms. The architecture mainly consists of four elements: data collection and organization, probabilistic method for uncertain reasoning, search and optimization, statistical tools and logic. Data collection and organization. Data can be collected using data gathering algorithm. To address the issues of agriculture, basically we have fields related to soil health. Data related it can be moisture required for the best field, transportation availability to send produce to market, demand for crop the coming season, location for best marketing. Probabilistic method for uncertain reasoning. Most are requiring intelligent behavior have some degree of uncertainty associated with them. The type of uncertainty that can occur in knowledge-based system may be caused by problem with the data. For example, data might be missing or unavailable, data might be present but unreliable or ambiguous due to measurement errors, the representation of the data may be imprecise or inconsistent. Many problems in AI can be solved in theory by intelligently searching through many possible solutions. Reasoning can be reduced to performing a search. Statistical tools like bar graph, line representation can be used to represent the system behavior relating to various attributes of agriculture. Improved data representation can display the causes of the losses with the corresponding mathematical data.
Agriculture is both a major industry and foundation of the economy. Factors such as climate change, population growth, and food security concerns have propelled the industry into seeking more innovative approaches to protecting and improving crop yield. The applications of using AI are numerous and well documented. Some of them include the ability to use TIAS or superior genetic merit, improving production by carrying out soil health tests, the ability to sell produce at the right time, reducing the amount of fertilizers used by checking chemical composition of the soil. Knowledge about the drop in crop prices will help to shift from one crop to another. Now, how farming is automatic by using robot. Emerging applications of robots or drones in agriculture include weed control, cloud seeding, planting seeds, harvesting, environmental monitoring, and soil analysis. Now, crop spraying drone. Crop spraying drones are easy-to-fly devices that are designed to spray pesticides on crops, can also capture high-resolution images of whole field for future analysis. Effect of crop spraying drone uses is massive. Precise and accurate crop spraying ensures the best coverage and applications of fertilizers or pesticide in land. Lattice thinning robot. A lattice thinning robot designed by California company Blue River Technology and is used for the thinning and weeding of lattice to increase yield. Its vision system scrutinizes each plant and then applies advanced artificial algorithms. Driverless tractors. Driverless tractors are getting closer to farmlands. Autonomous harvesters and planters may possibly overcome the problem of an inadequate supply of skilled labor during planting and harvesting, demonstrate higher efficiency for precision agriculture, and could prove more economical, especially if they work continuously.
So now we can conclude it that the artificial intelligence methodology discussed addresses knowledge-based system. In particular, it addresses one of the major difficulties within this area, namely retrieving data such as availability of resources, location, and also providing user-friendly data. The data representation can enable the user to employ quick measure to increase his productivity and reduce the losses. This knowledge-based system could be a technological solution to the field of agriculture for the chronic problem. Thank you.
The next speaker is Simran and Mr. Abhishek.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Abhishek Gupta, and my friend Simran Sharma are going to present on the topic Mobigenic, a comprehensive study of intellectual talking robots. When you hear about the chatbots or when you hear about the Mobigeni, actually they are the chatbots or chatterbots. They are professionally designed computer program that attempts to translate the conversation of a human being in terms of text or voice-based instructions into their own language and simulates the given instruction. There is a spectrum of types of chatbots based on variety of factors, including platforms they interface with, logic that chatbots use to operate, and methods of communication. Chatbots have traveled far since 1950 till present. Here are the list that defines their history. Here you can see the 1950 Turing test to 2016 Rocco Labs Instaboard. This is an example of a Telegram chatbot. Now the question is arise that what is the need of chatbot? Due to the abrupt increase in the usage of mobile applications, chatbot is necessary. Rise in inflammation points in agriculture, intelligence, and natural language processing.
Increased rise of sensors, variables, the quantified self-movements, and advanced in data science and analytics. How do chatbots work? There are many methods. First one is trigger calling. Most chatbots will begin by being called or triggered. Second is ready confirmation. Once triggered or called, chatbots will often greet you and let you know that they are ready to get started. Third one is command and input. When your chatbot has confirmed it's ready, a user of a chatbot will say or write a command. Fourth one is command input confirmation. A chatbot will likely confirm that they understand the response or have the correct response. Fifth one is logic processing. Once the response is received and confirmed, the chatbot will process both the instant of the response and the confirmed what to do next. Some of the examples of chatbot system are, first one is Alice. Alice knowledge about English confirmation patterns is stored in AIML files. AML or artificial intelligence markup language is a derivative of extensible markup language. It was developed by Valence and the Alice bot free software community from 1995 onwards to enable people to input dialogue pattern knowledge into chatbots based on Alice, open source software development. Here we conclude that the chatbots are the robots that provide virtual assistance by creating the virtual environment to meet the expectations of the customer. Data can be breached easily by using these chatbots. It reduces the time or it reduces the total costing price of the company. Enhance the user-friendly interaction with the respective companies. Feature requirements are breach of security can be avoided, spamming and spreading of viruses can be avoided, and the last one is more interactive platform can be provided to communicate. Thank you.
The next presenter, Miss Gauri and Mr. Anmol.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Gauri, and my friend Anmol are going to show you a presentation on virtual reality. The highlights of our presentation are introduction, VR hardware, applications, conclusion. VR is the VR is the use VR is the use of computer technology to create simulated environment. Unlike traditional user interfaces, VR places the user inside an experience instead of viewing a screen in front of them. Users are immersed and able to interact with the 3D worlds by simulating as many senses as possible, such as vision, hearing, touch. The computer is transformed into a gatekeeper to this artificial world. VR is an artificial environment that is created with software and presented to the user in such a way that the user suspend belief and accept it as a real environment on a computer. VR is a experience through two of the five senses, sight and sound.
Virtual reality hardware. There are multiple specialized types of hardware devices that has been developed or used for virtual reality applications. They are image generators, manipulation and control devices, and stereo vision. Image generators is one of the time-consuming tasks in virtual reality generation of images. Fast computer graphics open a large range of applications aside from virtual reality. Manipulation and control devices. One key element for interaction to the virtual world that is tracking the position of real objects such as hand or head. Some common used VR control device is instrumental glove. Stereo vision is also included in virtual reality. This is accomplished by creating two different images of world, one for each eye. When this image are shown in the vision in rapid speed, we can get 3D experience.
Applications of VR. This is used in medical field. The medical field uses virtual reality in many ways. The most common implementation of the technology is to combine images provided by other scans and merge them to present the details using medical imaging technology. This helps doctor diagnose problems without performing surgery. Second, entertainment. In high definition televisions, VR is used for highly resolution output, also for motion games. Third, entertaining. Training. United States uses VR as flight simulator to protect pilots. With VR training, huge saving of fuel, electricity, wear and tear could be affected. Fourth, manufacturing. Manufacturing is an industry where every second matters. Modern automated factory floors never stop running, and even the tiniest mistake in design or layout can cost untold millions.
Conclusion of this is virtual reality is the next footstep towards a modern era of development. The potential groundbreaking effects that loom behind these machines is uncanny. With the ability to save lives, act as a medium for business development, it provides its user with endless hours of entertainment, learning, and discovery. The world should be pushing for an increased presence of this product. This time around, this technology will come far enough to support the need for these devices and will begin implementing virtual reality within homes, medical centers, and offices. Thank you.
The next presenter is Garima Khurana and Miss Dimple.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Garima, and my partner, Dimple, are here to give a presentation on the topic cyber racism. Now, Dimple will start the presentation.
So, cyber racism is a form of racism that is occurring in the cyber world. It is basically a form of racism that occurs on the internet in relation to a person's race, color, ethnic, or national religion. So it involves racist websites, blogs, videos, online and racist comments. So people do it majorly to express their hatred towards a specific individual or a group associated, and it involves cyberbullying and cyber hate, insult, and religious attitude. So racism is increasing basically because of increasing use of internet and increasing accessibility to technology. That is, nowadays everyone can self-publish themselves on internet, which leads to increasing racism comments. and development of social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Now my partner Garima will continue with the presentation.
Now we have impacts of internet on racism. It is a fearless platform as anyone can express their discontent and hatred freely without the fear of getting caught. Spread of hostility. People on internet are spreading hostile behavior, unfriendliness, and opposition towards a particular instance, race, or caste. Contradiction. Opposition and contradiction is done on internet often. Internet leads to increasing hatred and racism. But internet is also having a positive impact. Unlike all the other negative impacts, internet is helping as a positive platform for racism. Two, various petitions are signed over the internet against racism, helping it to overcome it. Now we have process through which cyber racism works. Firstly, we need an author that initiates the racism on the internet and then requires an act or object or text on which he would be showing his discontent. Then requires a medium of transmission, that is internet. Requires a target, the audience that the person would be targeting to criticize and to pass racist comments. Requires an effect, may not involve conscious awareness of the consequences. The person is unaware of the consequences, whatever will happen after the racism commence. Now we have aspects of racism. Color blindness. Colorism is often viewed as a problem that's unique to communities of color. It occurs when minorities discriminate against those with dark skin and they have it. It's most probably in foreign countries, not in India. Aversive racism. Here one consciously knows that all people are equal, yet subconsciously treating and judging some group, race, gender, or ethnicities differently. Here the person is aware that everyone is equal, but subconsciously, in some context or the other, they pass a racist comment. Then is cultural racism. People express their anger towards a particular religious group by doing anti-religious activities that could harm them or have a negative impact on them. Then is racial discrimination. It is when a person is treated less favorably than another person in similar situation because of their race, color, descent, nationality, or ethnic origin, or immigrant status. Like we treat people from Northeast Asia differently as we treat that of Delhiites or any other people. Modern racism. Modern racism here refers to the resistance that older generation people do to the people adopting the modern culture. Example of here we have is MTV have started a new show, Troll Police, to make people aware about the racism that is prevailing in our society. On social media, there are many trolls which shows bullying of an individual based on size, sex, color, and whatnot. May that be people from Northeast Asia or people from any other part of the country, everyone feels cyberbullying directly or indirectly. On Facebook, Twitter, and many other social media handles, this type of racism is becoming common. Whereas in countries like Australia, they have specific policies and laws to stop this cyber racism. Conclusion is, cyber racism is emerging as a major challenge for IT sector and it must be handled with utmost care and sincerity. And cyber racism is somehow influenced by social media addiction as addict people have a tendency to make other people affect badly and have a negative impact in the society. Thank you.
Next presenter is Miss Megha Mittal Aisha Ahuja.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Megha Mittal.
And my name is Aisha Ahuja.
We are here to give the presentation on the topic cybercrime issues and preventions. These are the outlines of our presentation. Next slide. Introduction on cybercrime. The term cybercrime is used to describe criminal activity. Cybercrime includes traditional crimes such as theft, fraud, etc. Cybercrime causes Cybercrime causes the physical and mental harm to the individual as well as the organization. Objective of the research paper to determine the growing issue of cybercrime, to determine the types of cyber attacks, to determine the ways to prevent cybercrime. Research methodology, descriptive research. Descriptive research is used in this study. Sources of data collection. Secondary data has been collected from textbooks, websites, and research papers. Issues of cyber crimes. In today's scenario, lives revolve around technology. The world's technology also leads to world's vulnerability. Now I would like to call my friend Aisha Ahuja to proceed further.
Thank you, Megha. Now I'm going to talk about the different types of cybercrime. As the cybercrime is against individuals, cyber defamation. Any person with an intent to lower down the reputation of another person by hacking his email account and sending emails using the vulgar languages. Cyber stacking and harassment. There are certain persons who use the internet to harass the another group of people or the organization. Harassment could be sexual or it could be include anger emails. Now, the cybercrime against the organization. First of all, hacking. Hacking is an unauthorized control or the access over the computer system, and it destroys the computer data as well as the computer programs. And password sniffing. These are the programs that monitors and records the name and the password of the network user as they log in. Now, I will talk about the preventions of the cyber crimes. First of all, install or update your antivirus softwares. It is designed to prevent the malicious softwares programs that enters into your computer system. Keep the computer system up to date. Most Windows are based systems which update automatically. By this, the monitor all the online activities and protect the system from all the viruses and other programs. Choose a strong password and protect it. Password and PIN, personal identification numbers, should be used for every online transaction, and it should be changed within the 90 days to keep your information safe. Now I will talk about the findings on the cybercrime. It has been observed that the 56% of the cybercrime risk has been increased in India, whereas if we see globally, it is just 53%. With the rise in the cybercrime, the digital world is at the risk, especially India when it is promoting Digital India mission. IT companies of the country are fighting towards the increasing number of cybercrimes. On June 7, 2016, in New Delhi, Microsoft has announced the cybersecurity engagement centers in Gurgaon to fight against the number of cybercrimes. Conclusion. In the modern India, the usage of the internet has been rapidly increasing. Cybercrime is an unlawful activity and it needs to be tackled effectively. There is a need to create awareness among the people against the cybercrime and to take some preventions. As it is rightly said, prevention is better than cure. At the end, I would like to conclude by saying that stay alert, stay ahead. Thank you.
The next paper presenter by Miss Priya and Miss Priyanka.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Priya, and my friend Priyanka Agarwal are here to present our research paper on a review study of employee misconduct in social media environment. Improper use of social media by employees carries potentially significant legal risk to businesses, including unauthorized disclosure of confidential information, infringement of party intellectual property rights, and liability for discriminatory, bullying, or defamatory comments posted by employees. Without a clear and comprehensive social media policy, businesses are at an increased risk of successful claims for unfair dismissal in the event that an employee is dismissed for inappropriate use of social media. As such, it is crucial for businesses to introduce a social media policy that clearly sets out standards of behavior and consequences for any breach of the policy. There are two categories of misconduct: misconduct on the job and misconduct take place outside the workplace. On-the-job misconduct includes excessive personal use of internet and accessing prohibited sites during the working hours. But the employer can track the time spent online, sites accessed, and content downloaded and uploaded. In the outside workplace misconduct, it includes offensive, irresponsible, defamatory blogging, tweeting, and harassment. Misuse of social media, emails, and technology. Social media through which misuse can be taken place is through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Cyberbullying is one of the main cause which is help in misuse of social media. Cyberbullying is the use of internet and related technologies to harm other people in a deliberate, repeated, and hostile manner. It includes perception of bullying, being the subject of an ongoing joke via email, consistent bombardment of instructions from a supervisor, bold and capital font in an email which could be viewed as shouting. Further will be proceeded by Priyanka.
Thank you, Priya. Common grounds for liability based on social media. Copyright infringement, defamation. Other possible grounds for liability are sexual harassment, criminal threats, intentional infliction of emotional distress, unauthorized releases of customer or company information, professional malpractices, and software privacy, etc. The most common negative consequences are the loss for business, a damaged reputation, or a damaged business relationship. Next, steps to minimize misuse of technology. The employer has the right to monitor computer usage within and about the workplace. The prohibition on publishing negative comments. The prohibition on disclosing confidential information. And online communication may be seen by everyone. Last, conclusion. In today's ever-changing and global business environment, as employers and employees need to take advantage of every available information tool in order to remain competitive. Next, employers and employees must be conscious of the risks of social media websites. To protect the business from these damages, a clear and unambiguous internet and social media policy is must. Last, monitoring internet and social media usage at workplace is must. Thank you.
The next participant or next speaker is Shweta Gaba, Ivya Arora.
Good afternoon, everyone. My topic is e-business, satisfying customer in digital world. I, Shweta Gaba, with Ivya Arora, under the guidance of Dr. Sudhir Dabra Singh. What is e-business? E-business is the business processes on the internet. These electronic business processes include buying and selling of products and services, servicing customers, and managing production control. E-commerce is a term for any type of business that involves the transfer of information across the internet. For example, Amazon, Flipkart. As companies have found success based on the ability to serve the immense demand for e-business solution using innovation in technologies, it's also clear that future viability will depend on how well they know and address their customer, business objectives and needs. Now, e-commerce allows consumer to electronically exchange goods and services with no barriers of time and distance. E-business, electronic business, is the conducting of business on the internet, not only buying and selling of, but also servicing customers and collaborating with business partners. There are some benefits of e-business: is drop shipping, global trading, competitive pricing, and digitalized product. Further, my fellow Ivya Arora will continue further.
As we all know, that e-business has something related to our topic, that is customer relationship, how customer is being satisfied from e-business. It is very important for a company to understand how customer is getting satisfied from e-business. We all know that there are a lot of websites online where we can actually purchase, sell, buy, rent, anything can be done on those websites. One of those examples I would really like to showcase, which is not in the presentation, that is Paytm was one of those websites which were giving cashbacks, and it was a mode of payment. But later on, with the success of Paytm, what happened was that they had started retail banking. So the effect of customer satisfaction from the online came to the retail. But basically, before it was from the retail to the online. Even e-business has a lot of benefits. That is, ATMs. ATMs are a prime part of e-business. Business strategies are, one should know how business needs to be improved for customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is the most important thing for e-business. So it's important for them to understand this. First thing, you should engage the customer. You should produce products which can actually help the customer drag you towards their website. You should provide them with good offers, good opportunities, and good discounts as well. Thank you.
The next participant, Miss Apurva Vats and Miss Garima.
E-commerce website, Digital India. Before coming up to the topic, let me introduce what is e-commerce. E-commerce is one of the biggest buzzword in today's business world. What do we mean by e-commerce? In simple words, if I have to say, e-commerce means the things and services that company is already doing in person through the mail or over the telephone, and doing those things in a new place on the internet. For example, eBay, Quicker, Flipkart, Amazon. If I have to quote the saying of Binny Bansal and Sachin Bansal, the founder of Flipkart, it is very well said that we are not thinking about numbers then, but we know something big can be built of e-commerce. There are various types of e-commerce. As we see, business to business, business to consumer, consumer to business, and consumer to consumer. Business to business e-commerce, it is simply defined as e-commerce between companies. About 80% of e-commerce is of this type. For example, Intel selling microprocessor or to Dell. Business to consumer. Business to consumer e-commerce, that is a e-commerce between companies and consumer, involves customer gathering information, purchasing physical goods, or acquiring products over an electric network. Example, Dell selling laptop to a consumers. Consumer to consumer. It is a simply commerce between private individuals or consumer. Example, selling your car to your neighbor or someone else. E-commerce is going to be an essential part of our life, and it is nowadays very, very crucial. If you have to buy something, you first go to the electronic media, not you directly go to the shopping markets and all. According to a report done by Forrester Research, nearly 2/3 of all the people who buy products online are worried about the misuse of private secret information that is submitted via the internet. So it is a responsibility of technologists to assure the customers for safe and secure transaction. Now Apuva will continue.
Thank you, Garima. So let's see how safety and privacy plays an important role in e-commerce. While the growth of business-to-consumer electronic commerce seems phenomenal, in recent years, several studies suggest that a large number of individuals using the internet have serious privacy concerns, and that winning public trust is the primary hurdle to continued growth in e-commerce. Security of e-commerce sites depends upon the security of web servers, client-server communication protocol, and merchant security. Implement actions of these security issues are secure servers. Online businesses and retailers in particular use secure servers to guarantee customer security when making purchases online, as payment or personal information can be translated into a secret code that is difficult to crack. Cryptographic techniques. Cryptography uses sophisticated mathematical equations and secret keys to encrypt and decrypt data. Message digest. The representation of text in the form of a single string of digits created using a formula called a one-way hash function. Digital signatures. Digital signatures are created by encrypting a digest of the message and other information with the sender's private key. Another challenge that the sender faces is finding a way to authenticate the receiver to whom it may communicate. Certificates are required to solve this problem. Each party has a certificate which validates the other identity, confirms the public key, and is signed by the trusted agency. Then they both will assure that they are communicating with whom they think they are. The certificates are used for authentication. Now Garima will conclude our research.
To conclude, people mostly considered buying and selling of goods over internet is e-commerce. On the daily basis, e-commerce is growing widely. Utilizing the e-commerce technology, there is a need to have best security measures implemented which will help the firm no matter how secure the system is. But a malicious insider can create blunders, so e-commerce is slowly focused on internal security and started training and orientation program to make people aware of security concern. According to our research, secure socket layer, a handshake time, and a using multiple keys, it will help in increasing security. Hackers and crackers are taking advantage of online shoppers as human being. The weakest link has a habit too of making novice errors like give personal information without checking certifications and URLs. With the paper, we have come to know security threats, these countermeasures, as well as awareness between users and e-commerce
Your
websites.
time is over.
Thank you, sir.
The last presenter, Miss Divya.
Good afternoon, all of you. My topic is Digital India Mobile Apps Transforming India. In this presentation, my content is the use of government apps in terms of services, information, and connectivity to government directly. What is the impact to the citizens of India to use of government apps, and which apps launched by the government of India to connect Indians with the use of mobile or connect digitally? Apps launched by Indian government. In terms of services, many apps launched by the government, but main app is Umang, in unified mobile applications for new age governance. In this app, most of the services or 100 plus services are included, but the main are Bharat Bill Payment System, EPFO services, AICTE, CBSE, tax and fee or utilities bill payment, education, job search, business, health, agriculture, travel, Indian railway tickets booking, birth certificates, e-district, e-panchayat, police clearance, passport, other utility services from private companies, and much more. The mainly 5 apps under this app are Online RTI, Online Right to Information Act. You can use this app to know what you want to file RTI about. Their lawyer and experts will frame the application and send a draft back to you for revision or approval. And within a month, the response from the authority for your app will reach to you. The next is My Government. In this app, citizen can democratically participate in formulating policy and program implementation. The third one is M-Passport Seva Online, to deliver passport and related services in a timely, transparent, more accessible and reliable manner. The next is Indian Voter List app, the entire detail related to your voter ID card. The next and last, Incredible India app. It contains all digital features of a digital calendar with Indian festival and event, making it Indians' perfect travel planner. The next or other services or other apps is Post Info app. In this app, facilities like tracking of mail items, post office search, postage calculator, insurance premium calculator, and interest calculator. Next is M-Aadhaar. In this app, government provide an interface to Aadhaar number holders to carry their demographic information like date of birth, address, etc. in your smartphones. Payment app. In payment app, mainly use the app is Bheem. Bheem provide an interface to Aadhaar. Bheem provide an interface to initiative to enable fast, secure, reliable, cashless payment through your mobile phones. The next is some other apps or important apps is e-way bill. E-way bill is launched in July, but is now 1st February 2018. It is launched. It's a document to be carried by the person in charge of the transportation of goods exceeds 50,000 in value. It gives you a directly correlation between what is reported and what actually moved. Next is JAM. JAM Yojana. A person from any background or any village or any part of the country will be able to post their product and start supply directly to state governments. Next is DigitLocker. In DigitLocker, transforming India into a digital empowered society. It is launched for paperless governance. Digital India objectives. Digital India consists of three core components: development of secure and stable digital infrastructure, delivering government services digitally, and universal digital literacy. Impact of Digital India in our economy.
This was the third technical session in which 9 papers have been presented. The first paper, Artificial Intelligence and its Implementation, was presented by Deepavali and Ms. Lakshika, in which they have presented about the artificial intelligence and its applications. The second paper was presented on chatbots. It was presented by Ms. Simran and Mr. Abhishek, in which they have explained about the chatbots and its hardware, its implementations, issues. And the third paper was presented by Ms. Gauri and Mr. Anmol. It was very well presented on the topic virtual reality and its hardware implementation. Fourth paper was presented by Ms. Garima Khurana and Ms. Dimple from MBA department. That was on cyber racism. They have explained very well about the cyber racism attacks, as well as they have taken the real case studies of cyber racism. And the fifth paper was presented by Ms. Megha Mittal, Aisha Ahuja. That was on cybercrime issues and preventions. They have very well firstly explained about the cyber crimes, what are the issues of cyber crimes, and they have also discussed about the prevention of cyber crimes. The sixth paper was presented by Ms. Priya and Ms. Priyanka. That was on employee misconduct in social media. They have very well explained about how the employee misconduct in social media in their office areas. And the seventh paper was presented by Ivya Arora and Shweta Gaba on EBusiness, satisfying customer in digital world. Their theme is mainly to satisfy the customer in digital world. Customer is the king and we have to satisfy the customer. That was their basic theme. They have very well presented. Next paper was presented by Ms. Apurva Vats and Ms. Garima from the MBA department. That was on safety measures for e-commerce website Digital India. They have very well presented the safety measures, security measures on the e-commerce. How we can safely do the transactions. They have very well presented on this topic. They have covered the main topics of this e-commerce website, as well as they have discussed the safety measures. The last paper was presented by Ms. Divya on Digital India mobile apps transforming India, in which she has very well presented about all the mobile apps of Government of India and how they are useful for the common citizen. Thank you so much, and that finishes your third technical session. Thank you so much.